Lyme disease cases in Maine are nearing record highs with nearly 2,800 cases reported so far this year. That's over 20% more than the same period last year. And this summer, more people went to the emergency room because of tick bites.
As News Center Maine's Vivian Lee reports, experts at the University of Maine Tick Lab say rising rates of tick-borne illnesses point to a longer tick season as ticks carrying diseases expand their range in Maine.
Tick submissions to the University of Maine Tick Lab are up 20% compared to this time last year. And Griffin Dill, who manages the lab, is not surprised.
The geography of those submissions is expanding. We're seeing more and more submissions from down East Maine, Washington County, and then of course kind of the mid-coast region has emerged as a bit of a hot spot.
Ticks are spreading more diseases, and because of climate change and longer tick seasons, our state may see another record year for tick-borne illnesses. So far this year, there have been 2,740 confirmed cases of Lyme, which is spread by deer ticks. The state's record for Lyme disease cases is 3,218, set last year. Dill says wet weather earlier this summer led to more tick activity. The recent hot and dry weather conditions matches a usual slowdown in the tick life cycle, and it's not expected to have much effect.
If it's hot and dry, more people are outside recreating, and it may create more opportunities for tick encounters.
Emergency rooms in Maine have seen more people coming in for tick bites. In early July, these cases made up more than 2% of all ER visits, and some patients had to be hospitalized. In June, Colin Froelich started having joint pain and soreness. He thought it was connected to his summer job at an oyster farm. But things got worse when he noticed blotchy rashes on his body.
As I was really lightheaded, and I was could feel my heart beating sometimes. I think I was having heart palpitations.
Doctors diagnosed Colin with Lyme carditis. This happens when Lyme bacteria reaches the heart and disrupts its electrical signals.
He's this 21-year-old healthy kid, and it gave him third-degree heart block. Lyme is so strange, such a strange disease.
Colin never found a tick on himself, but he spent a week at Maine Medical Center. He received IV antibiotics and had several EKG tests. Dr. Scott Melton, an infectious disease specialist at Northern Light Infectious Disease Care, has already seen about 6 cases of Lyme carditis this summer.
And so whenever we have a patient who is relatively young and is complaining of severe shortness of breath or something, or fatigue, we always do get an EKG on them. The nice thing about Lyme carditis, though, is that it typically responds just perfectly to doxycycline and treatment.
Colin made a full recovery and his heart was not permanently affected. Now he and his family are more careful to protect themselves and their pets from ticks. In New Gloucester, Vivian Lee, News Center, Maine.